is Katie. In today's video, I'm actually really excited because I'm gonna be starting a new series that I'm calling Travel Like a Local. And so kind of what that means is that I'm going to be showing you, depending, I don't know how often this series is going to happen. I'm thinking maybe once a month or so. I'm going to be showing you kind of my favorite places in different cities because I feel like a lot of people, when they travel to a new city, they kind of travel like a tourist. They see the things that they think they should be seeing that maybe other people who have only spent 3 days in that city maybe are suggesting, or you know, like a top 10 Yelp or top 10 whatever blog review or something about that city. But I have spent so much time in so many different cities that I also know, on top of the touristy things, I know the bars, the restaurants, the places that the locals go to. And so some of you guys might love the touristy stuff, but some of you guys might rather travel like a local and actually go to the places that people who live there go to. And so the first city that I'm going to be doing this in is Nashville. I'm in Nashville right now. And so I'm gonna kind of just drive around, show you some of the places, explain them a little bit. And they're going to places that I like, that I have been to with locals who actually live here. Either they showed them to me, or I even have done, you know, a little bit of research on my own to try to find places that might not be top 10 Yelp reviews, that might not be whatever, you know what I mean? Like they might not be things that you think of when you think of the city. So I feel like when a lot of people think of Nashville, if you've never been here before, you think of country music, you think of cowboy boots, you think of like honky tonk downtown, like that's kind of what people think about. And while all of that is part of Nashville, definitely if you want to go honky tonkin', you go downtown and it is really fun. And if you love country music, there is some country music here, but that's not all Nashville is, like at all. I would say country music is actually a pretty small part of Nashville. Downtown is a very small part of Nashville. Nashville is a large city. Well, not large, but like there's a lot of parts to it. There are like the hipster parts, there are like the rich, ritzy areas. And so I kind of want to show you around, and depending on what you like, you might like the same things that I do, maybe you don't, but I'm going to essentially, it's going to be mostly, this series is mostly going to be bars, restaurants, and possibly a few other like landmarky type things. And then I'm also going to show you downtown, just to show you, because I still do like downtown, even though it is very touristy. It's really fun. If you like to drink, or you just really like live music and you like that kind of like fun, silly, dancey vibe, downtown might be fun for you. But there's also other places that you can drink and dance that are not downtown that might be more your vibe. Maybe you'd rather hang out with like the hipster crowd, you know what I mean? So I hope that I'm kind of making sense of what this series is going to be, and I really hope that you guys like it. If you do, please let me know in the comments, because if you guys don't like this, I'm not going to make it into a series. But if you guys really want to see kind of like my favorite parts of cities and where the locals actually go, and obviously I'm not going to show you every place because there's going to be hundreds of places, but at least the locals that I know, where they go, and like where I've been brought to, and or where I've gone, because I actually used to live in Nashville. I hope I'm making sense. Let's just go get started. I'm not going to really go into most of these places. I feel like that would take way too long, but I will kind of just drive by them so I can show you the outside and then talk about each place just for, you know, 30 seconds or a minute, maybe say why I like it. Nashville is kind of like has a lot of separate areas. And so one of the places I'm going to show you guys is East Nashville. East Nashville is literally just where the hipsters live. Like that's where they are. That's where you go if you want to go to any of like the hipster bars, like the cool bars, stuff like that. And that's where I've spent a lot of my time because that's just kind of the people I hang out with. And so I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you downtown Nashville, which is if you wanna get wasted and like go like crazy honky tonkin', I'm gonna show you that as well. And then there's just gonna be a few other restaurants and stuff that I show you along the way. I know this is a very long intro, but again, this is just the first of what I hope is gonna be a series. So I wanted to explain what I'm going to do. But yeah, let me take you around Nashville and show you some of my favorite spots. So let's go. Actually, my favorite steak place in the whole country is down the street. So I'm gonna start there. So, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm in a part of town called Brentwood, which is just a little bit south of Nashville, like literally 10 minutes. And one of my favorite restaurants just in life, and it's definitely my favorite steak place, is in Brentwood. I'm on, I think, Old Hickory Boulevard right now, and it's called Firebirds. And oh, and also PS, all the restaurants I'm gonna talk about have gluten-free options. And so Firebirds is right here. I'm turning onto Valley View Road. Okay, so this is Firebirds. This is what it looks like. It does get really busy at certain times, so making reservations is a good idea, I would say. There is parking, obviously all right here, and there's also parking in the back as well. And so yeah, that's my favorite steak place, hands down. Like just hands down in Nashville, in the country, that I've been to. I haven't been to a million steak places, but it just is my favorite steak. Love it, love it. Okay, and so that is the Harding Place exit off of 65. If you like Waffle House, and there are definitely like people who like Waffle House and people who don't, but if you like Waffle House, that is the best Waffle House that I've probably ever been to. It's like the Sidco one. I think it's on like Sidco Lane or whatever it is. But it's like right over there. There's the sign. I'm not sure if you can see it, but that's the exit you'd get off at Harding, right off 65. Best Waffle House ever. All right, so now I'm on 4th Avenue South and like right off of 40. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know where we're going right now. So this is like an interesting little place called Track 1. That's what this like, it's like an indoor, I don't really know how to explain it. There's just like a few different random businesses who own little offices in this place. But one of them is Clawson's Deli. Clawson's Deli is my favorite sandwich ever. They have gluten-free sandwiches. They also have, you know, non-gluten-free sandwiches, but it is just my favorite sandwich ever. I would honestly go in to get a sandwich right now, but they're closed on the weekends. It's a very much like a daytime lunch place, but oh my gosh, Clawson's Deli, you guys, so good. And it's really cool because they have like board games in there and stuff that you can play. It's a really cool vibe in there. Yeah, love it, love it. And there's downtown, just to show you a little bit. You can see it from a ton of different places, obviously, because it's downtown. The most notable building is, this is not the best angle to show you, but it's called the Batman building. It's the AT&T building. You can, yeah, definitely not see it. I'll show you guys later. It's like to the right of that, like Lexus billboard. If you get it from the other angle, it just looks like Batman, so everyone calls it the Batman building. Okay, I just got off at Shelby Avenue and now we're headed into East Nashville, which is again, kind of like the hipster, like the cool part of the neighborhood. So there's a lot of really cool bars and restaurants out here. So I'm gonna show you a few of them. Okay, so we are on, what street are we on? 16th Street. And we're just gonna go up a couple more blocks and then we're going to hit my favorite pizza place in Nashville, which I'm from New York. I'm from Long Island originally. And so I'm very, very picky with pizza, but I also have a gluten allergy. So, you know, my pickiness is has changed a little bit once I realized I had a gluten allergy and went off gluten. But this place, it's called Italia. And they also have a gluten-free pasta, I believe, but I've never had it. But their gluten-free pizza is really good. And it's also the first pizza place in Nashville that ever offered gluten-free pizza. And what's cool about Italia also, I feel like a lot of you guys, if you are gluten-free and you ever try to get pizza, you know that you can generally only have one size. It usually comes like an individual size. They make every size. So here's the front of it. It's a very like takeout place. Like most people don't eat inside. You can, but most people just don't. They also have gluten-free cheese bread, which is exactly the same as their pizza. They just don't put sauce on it and then you dip it in sauce. So if you're like a fan of like dipping things, you can get the cheese bread because it just tastes as good. So yeah, Italia, I think is honestly the only pizza place in Nashville that I even like. I went to like one or two others down in like Brentwood and stuff that weren't very good. So if I want pizza and I'm in Nashville, I'm getting Italia for sure. So we're still in East Nashville, and this next place is a little bit cheating because I've only been here once, and I actually went here last night. That was the only time I've ever been, but oh my gosh, it was so good that I just want to mention it. If you have a gluten allergy, but you want sushi because you know it's hard to find gluten-free sushi, go to this place in Nashville called Nomzilla. It's right there on Gallatin Avenue in East Nashville. You guys, their sushi was really reasonably priced. They had a lot of options. It said gluten-free right on everything. Like it had like a little like yellow dot or something that said gluten-free and like a green dot for vegetarian and all that kind of stuff. And I think they had like a raw dot as well. And also they were playing Friends on TV. And so it was just like really good experience. The food was really good. I got a spicy tuna roll, which I loved. That's like my favorite sushi to get. So yeah, Nomzilla for gluten-free sushi in Nashville for sure. Okay, so now we can talk about some bars. The Cobra is pretty cool. And then we are also getting to, we're still just on Gallatin. We're actually just literally just like not even a mile away from Nomzilla. Now we are going to get to the bar that I've probably been to the most in Nashville over the past few months. It's called Mickey's. if you guys like playing darts, just go to Mickey's. And they're real good with their pours, if you know what I mean. Again, we're in like the hipster part of Nashville, so it's not like honky tonk, loud, dancey, busy. This is just like a hangout kind of bar. And so it's just right there. If you could see that, there's parking in the back. It's not the easiest parking, but I've never really had a problem with it. And so yeah, Mickey's, especially if you want to play darts, there's also a pool table. There's like a jukebox. It's not like a loud, dancey bar. It's more of a, but it's not like a, it's definitely not a quiet bar. Like it's definitely not one of those that like you're sitting and like you feel fancy. It's not one of those. It's a very just like, you want to chill out, you want to hang out, you want to like be with some of your friends and play darts. They also have an outside area. It's just one of those like a dive bar. Like an essential dive bar is Mickey's. Okay, so I just turned around, we're going back down to Gallatin, and I'm gonna show you 5 Points, which is like a pretty important part of East Nashville in terms of bars and restaurants. Oh, also 308 is pretty fun. And that's definitely one of those places, like if you wanna dance, you can go dance, because I think it was like I went on a Friday or Saturday night and they had all like 1999 top hits, and oh my gosh, if that's what you like, oof, go to 308. Okay, so now we are at 5 Points, and it's called 5 Points. I will show you really, really quickly if you cannot already guess, because the main part of it has like 5 points. It's not a 4-way intersection, it's a 5-way intersection. And so we just passed Red Door, which is a very like common bar to go to around here. There's also Three Crow, which is again another super common bar. If you really like, again, dancing, it depends on the vibe you want. Those are very just kind of like those divey, like you kind of hang out bars. If you want to dance, go to the 5 spot, which is right just down here. Go to the 5 spot on a Monday. If you want to dance like swing dancing, if you want to listen to oldies, Monday 5 spot, it's, I forget what it's called, but there's like a little like after 9 or something, there's the Monday night dance party. And so that's like a really cool spot as well. I'm going to turn around and show you one of my favorite bars in Nashville if you're looking more for a like chill, like a fancy place. Like if you want to feel fancy, if you want to have like a glass of champagne and wear like a, you know, like a really pretty dress and feel fancy, but not at a place that is too fancy, you gotta go to the Rosemary. The Rosemary, it's called like the Rosemary and Beauty Queen. It is in 5 Points, but I passed it because I wanted to talk a little bit more about it. So I wanted to turn around and show you. It is kind of like a secret bar almost, and I'll show you. It's like in a house. And so it's almost like a secret, like you kind of have to know about it, which is why I'm telling you, because I'm not even sure if it's on any like list of cool bars, but it's called the Rosemary. And I've only honestly been there maybe like 4 times or so, but it is just such a like fancy chill vibe. But I don't mean like fancy like you're 50 and like you own like rocket ships. I mean still 25-year-old fancy, you know, like, but you still feel fancy. So it is right, I'm pretty sure it's right down this street on Forest. And so yeah, because I'm pretty sure Red Door's right there, and then you just take, you know, a right or left depending on where you're going on Forest, and then it's like the second house in, I'm pretty sure. I think it's this one. I think it's 1102. I think. And like there's no signs or anything. So it's like almost like a speakeasy kind of. I'm just gonna pull over to finish this conversation, but hold on. I'm just gonna flip you around. Hi, I haven't shown my face in a few minutes. But yeah, the Rosemary is just like one of like the coolest spots in Nashville that I feel like I've ever been to. Especially, it all depends on the vibe you want. If you want like a real divey bar, then I would say go to a place like Mickey's, like Red Door, like Three Crow. If you just want like a cool divey hangouty kind of bar. If you want to dance, go to 308, go to the Monday night at the 5 spot, or go to, I'm gonna show you guys one more bar, which is my favorite bar to dance at. I'm gonna show you that like after this part, because it's like a little bit further down. But if you just want like to feel kind of fancy, I would go to Rosemary, or I would go to, there's also one more bar I'm gonna show you that if like you wanna feel real fancy. So yeah, I'm gonna go drive, show you, I think like 2 more bars and 1 more restaurant, and then I'm gonna show you my favorite park, and then I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about shopping. Okay, cool, so let's go to my favorite place to dance in Nashville. Oh, and sorry, I thought the 5 spot was next to Three Crow, but it's actually next to Red Door. So it's just right here. That's that like dance party on Monday nights. Okay, so I've actually never driven to this bar, so I don't even know exactly where it is. I'm always with someone else who drives. Dang it, where is this bar? So it's a bar called the Crying Wolf. And if you like to dance to like hip-hoppy kind of music, I know that I've been there. I think actually I went there on a Monday night a little bit later, and it was like hip-hoppy kind of dance party. The one at the 5 spot is a dance party. Like everyone is dancing there. At the Crying Wolf, like you could also just be hanging out, sitting around or playing darts, but they also like have a little dance floor. Except wait, where is it? Why can't I find it? Oh, duh, it's literally right here, right next to me. So this is the Crying Wolf. Again, if you want like hip-hoppy dance time, like literally my favorite memory of dancing ever was at the Crying Wolf on a Monday night. They also have a photo booth there, which is real fun. So yeah, that's favorite place to dance, hands down, in Nashville. So now we're gonna leave East Nashville and we're going to go to like Germantown-ish area, which is like on the other side of town, not too far, maybe like 10-15 minutes from here. And I'm gonna show you a few of my favorite spots over there. And yeah, cool. Oh, also, I just totally lied to you because we were going somewhere that's not even, is it even as far? No, it is Germantown. Germantown's only 5 minutes from here. So it's just on the other side of the river. So you just gotta take the bridge over, but it's not far. It's literally 5 minutes from where I am. There's a really cool view of the Batman building and just downtown in general. I'm on one of the bridges to get over to Germantown from East Nashville. Okay, so I was on Spring Street and just took a right onto 3rd Avenue North. And it says it's right here. Oh, right here at the corner. This is Sedona Taphouse. Oh my goodness. If you want a really good gluten-free burger, go to Sedona Taphouse. They're pretty new. I think they've only been open for like 6 months or a year or something. They're pretty new. Parking around here is parallel parking, or they do have valet, but oh my gosh, they have gluten-free flatbread, they have gluten-free tacos. But I got the burger the other night I came here, and it was one of the best burgers I've probably ever had in my entire life. Sedona Taphouse. Oh my goodness, so good. Oh, and a super PS, I'm sorry if you guys were wanting me to show coffee houses. I don't drink coffee, so I don't go to like coffee shops. So I'm really sorry, but those are not gonna be in my videos. I'm very sorry, because I know some of you guys, like, you love coffee houses. I just don't go because I don't drink coffee. And if I'm gonna go somewhere like to work, I'm just gonna go to a Starbucks, so. Okay, so this next place is also kind of like a fake favorite because I've only been there once. I went the other night. It's called Neighbors in Germantown. It's right there. It's on the corner of Jefferson and 4th Avenue North, I think that says. The reason that I liked it so much is because they have White Claw. White Claw is my favorite alcoholic drink, and a lot of places don't carry it, but Neighbors does. So they're definitely gonna get a mention in this video. Okay, so I just drove for about 10 minutes and now we're at Music Row, or in Music Row. There's just a ton of different little parts of Nashville, you know what I mean? And so we're in Music Row and I'm going to show you another, like, it's kind of like a speakeasy kind of very fancy cocktail bar. So literally, if you want to go to a bar that Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran sometimes go to, this is the bar to go to. It's very specialty cocktail, very just like fancy. Like if you're there on a Saturday night, expect to wait for an hour, but it is just a real cool bar. I actually know one of the bartenders there, and it is called Patterson House, and it is in Music Row. It's right here at the corner of Division and whatever road I'm on right now, Division and 18th. And I don't even know if there's a sign for that bar either, but it's right at the corner. And yeah, it's a very cool, again, like Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran go there sometimes. So it's very cool if you like really fancy cocktails and that kind of stuff. That's definitely the bar to go to. It's really, like, I can't even explain how nice that bar is. So that is not a dancey bar, that's not a dive bar, that is a specialty cocktail, fancy, like you're on like a real nice date or something. It's that kind of bar. I really like it there a lot. Again, it depends on your mood. Again, there's so many different types of bars, but that's that, you know, fancy one. So the last bar I want to show you is actually pretty close to Patterson House, and it's called Broadway Brewhouse and Mojo. There are a few different Broadway brew houses, but this is my favorite one. It is still maybe technically Music Row, I think. It is, I think it's just right here. So it's 19th Avenue and Broadway. And it just looks like that. Like, it kind of looks like, you know, a nothing bar. But again, if you want like a dive bar, if you want to play, there's like shuffleboard there, like the hand shuffleboard. If you want to like watch some like football or whatever, that is the place to go. It's just like a really fun little kind of dive bar. Oh, and some like honorable mentions that like I love, but they're on like the complete other side of town, and I honestly just am not in the mood to go drive over there, are Tom and Chee, which is a grilled cheese and tomato soup place. Like, that's all they serve, and it's amazing, and they have gluten-free bread. And then also out, that's like West End-ish, and then also out there is a used bookstore called McKay's, and it is like, besides Powell's in Portland, it's the best bookstore that I've ever been to, like used bookstore especially. It's huge. They have so much there. They even have like instruments and video games and stuff. And so if you like that kind of stuff, go to McKay's out there. Oh, and if you guys like really Americanized Mexican food, Taco Mamacita is so good, and they have so many gluten-free options. Like so many. So many, like giant plates of nachos, tons of tacos. Taco Mamacita. What is on my lens? So that's the Parthanon, which I'm not gonna show you just because that is such a popular thing, and the whole point of this video is to show you the not super popular things. But the Parthanon is real cool to see. Like, definitely go there. Okay, so now we are in like the Vanderbilt-ish, Belmonte area of town, and this has my favorite park in the entire world. It's called like Fannie Mae Dees Park, but I call it Dragon Park, and most people I think call it Dragon Park. And if you guys have watched me for a while, you know that I did a video like 2 years ago, and I tried to see Dragon Park, but they actually closed it for a little while for renovations, but it's open now. So I'm actually going to park. I know you guys might be like, why is Katie being so lazy and she's just driving by everything? I'm gonna get out of the car and I'm gonna show you Dragon Park, because it's just the most important part of Nashville. So hold on one second. Okay, so this is kind of like the surrounding area. It's actually not busy, which is interesting to me because this is a Saturday at like 1 in the afternoon. But yeah, there's like a playground, there's some dogs over there. But this is why it's called Dragon Park. And you can sit on them, you can climb on them. And so, do you see like the dragon heads? Like, there's one right there. And then one over there. And it's all mosaic, and there's all just really cool pictures. Seahorses, mermaids, all this stuff. So again, yeah, I did a video a couple years ago because I wanted to show you guys Dragon Park, but it was closed. Oh my gosh, I was so upset it was closed for such a long time for renovations, but it's reopened now. Like, how cool is this, honestly, guys? So yeah, you can just like hang out on these dragons. You can just literally just like sit and chill and hang out with some dragons in Dragon Park. And yeah, obviously you guys, this video is not like an all-encompassing thing. Nashville is a pretty decent sized city, and there are tons of things to do here. I'm just showing you guys like some of my favorite things, you know what I mean? And so obviously you guys are probably going to have different favorite things or more favorite things. You might like some of the places I have showed you, and you might not like some of the others. But again, these videos are more just to show you certain things that you might not find if you're Googling coolest things in Nashville or coolest things in whatever cities, you know? But so anyway, this is Dragon Park. There's also like a thing over there, like a tunnel that you can like climb through. Do you want to go do that? You want to go climb through a tunnel? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys, I almost forgot Hopdoddy. I don't know how. I've only been there technically twice, but kind of once. Posh is a real cool store, PS. But Hopdoddy Burger Bar, they have gluten-free burgers and their fries are so good. So I say I went there like once and a half, because once I just went to get fries to go, but one other time I did go and get burgers. So Hopdoddy Burger Bar in, what part of town am I in technically? I think still like the Vanderbilt-ish area, I think. Maybe Hillsboro, maybe in Hillsboro technically. Oh, also Jeni's ice cream, but that is going to be on any list you look at of like what's cool to do in Nashville. They're gonna say Jeni's ice cream, but it is amazing if you can eat dairy, because they do have gluten-free stuff, but it's real good. I might be definitely wrong, but I also think that Las Paletas is around here. It might be more in 12 South, but if you want like different treats and different sweets besides ice cream, Las Paletas, I mean they're popsicles, so it's still kind of ice cream, but they also have dairy options and dairy-free options, and seriously just the best popsicles that you'll ever have. But I think that's more 12 South. So anyway, still Las Paletas, you gotta go there. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay guys, so if we're talking about shopping in Nashville, honestly, one of my favorite shopping centers is this one. I'm in Brentwood right now, and it has a Nordstrom rack and a TJ Maxx / HomeGoods, but this TJ Maxx is one of the ones that has like the real big designer section. I forget exactly what they call it, but there's a lot of like real high-end designers at this specific TJ Maxx in Brentwood. And then the Nordstrom rack is also great. I love shopping here, like love, and so does everyone else. Like, look, like it's all filled. The parking lot is all filled. I just parked and totally remembered that it's called the Runway Collection or the Runway whatever. So like you can even search on TJ Maxx's website to see which locations have the runway part, which means they just have like much higher end stuff, and this one does. Like they literally have Valentino shoes, and these are $600, but I'm sure in like a real store they're like $1,000. And like Gucci handbags, lots of really high-end stuff. Okay, so there is a ton of shopping in this city, just like every city. And if you want to go to like little shops, there are literally tons of places like 12 South, even Franklin, to go to these like little shops. But if you want to go to a mall, the Opry Mills Mall, which is a little east, is more for if you want to see a bunch of just like regular stores and also outlet stores. So there's like a Coach outlet and a Michael Kors outlet and stuff like that. Also, my favorite barbecue place, which I forgot to show you guys, is called Mission Barbecue, and it's out at the Opry Mills Mall. There's also a Dave & Buster's over there, which is really fun. And if you want something a little bit fancier, so like you want like a Nordstrom and like all those like fancier kinds of stores, go out to the Green Hills Mall. Green Hills is a very fancy area. It's also very like the traffic out there going to the mall on a weekend, it's just going to be like a little rough. And those are kind of like the two main malls in Nashville, I would say. And then this is the best TJ Maxx that I definitely probably have ever been to, just throughout the country, not even just in Nashville. I really like that TJ Maxx a lot. There's so many tiny little different parts of town, and a lot of them do have their own little shops. Like 12 South is really cool, Belmont is really cool, you know, like there's just different parts of town. But again, I don't want this video to be 3 hours long, so I'm not gonna show you every single part of Nashville. I'm just gonna show you my favorite parts. So that's a lot of them. But yeah, that's really it for shopping. Like, I mean, it's just dependent on what you want. There are different, again, like if you really want like cute little shops, go to downtown Franklin. It's only like 20 minutes from Nashville, and there's a lot of like really cute shops. Downtown Nashville doesn't have a ton of like clothes shopping. Downtown Nashville is more, which again I'll show you a little bit later, is more if you want to drink and eat, and if you want like cowboy boots or like there's a few stores over there that are a little bit more like kitschy kind of stores. But if you want like actual clothes, downtown Franklin, some of the malls, this TJ Maxx. So that's a little bit of shopping stuff for you. I really just, honestly, when I'm shopping, I go to Target and I go to TJ Maxx. So my shopping is kind of, you know, specified. But anyway, yeah, I'll show you a little bit more in a little bit. Okay, so it is a Monday night, so downtown is like a little dead. like pretty dead, but this is still what downtown Nashville looks like. So if you want to like get crazy drunk and see a lot of bachelorette parties, and essentially it's like bars, some restaurants, or if you want to buy cowboy boots, or if you just want to listen to a lot of live music, like literally any night, or just at any point of any time or any day, come downtown. I think it's fun. A lot of super locals are like too cool for downtown, but I still think it's fun. Hey guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's a few days later, so don't mind the very, very subtle wardrobe change. And it's like 11:30 at night, so that's why I'm like exhausted. I am so tired. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this like first segment of this new series that hopefully I'm still gonna do if you guys did enjoy it, my travel like a local series. I just really hope that you enjoyed checking out some of my favorite spots in Nashville. And so yeah, let me know in the comments if you liked this video and if you're really excited about this series, because if you're not, then I don't have to do it. It's totally fine. I want to do content that you guys enjoy and that you feel value from. And yeah, but that's it. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I hope that you guys have an awesome day. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.